So you're probably in contact with a lot of different billionaires, right?
Yes.
Is there any trends that you've noticed amongst like the ultra wealthy, the people that like, I could potentially never meet in my entire life, the average person could never meet? Some trends that you've noticed, maybe about their personality, their characteristics?
They're super normal for the most part. I've never met like, some of them are quirky, but they're just like us. Like they just happen to be way wealthier. Like they're
Do you think that there's a trend, like some character trait or personality trait?
They're on guard.
They're on guard.
They're always on guard of being taken advantage of for the most part. Like everything. Like, did they charge me too much here? Did they charge me too much there? Like you can see it kind of in the corner of their eye.
Graham's going to be a billionaire now.
Yeah. They're just like,
I'm on the right track.
there you go. They're on guard. And they also, they do not waste time. Like they don't waste time. There's no, like literally no wasting of the time because their time is so much better spent elsewhere, and they will make massive decisions incredibly quickly because they trust their ability to make decisions fast. It's probably the biggest thing that I've taken away from working with billionaires versus working with everyone else, and something that I think a lot of us can really, replicate and learn from. It's like I see so much analysis paralysis in decisions that have absolutely no need for it. Like I'll go to dinner with a billionaire client. They order, like the waiter comes over to get water, orders are made. There's like, it is not that they're in a rush for dinner. There is no benefit to the time to me to look, to think, what could I want? Oh, what about the chicken? You want the chicken? Oh, do you think the steak? Let me look. I'm going to Google review. And there's no fucking time for that. Like life is short, and they get it more than anybody else. If I have clients who are far, far, far less wealthy, and the amount of time they take to think about decisions and this, that, and the other, just like, I don't say it, but inside I'm like, if you were a billionaire, this would be moving so much faster. This would be moving so much faster. Like like sitting in here, I missed like 8 phone calls.
I've noticed that. That's crazy.
Gosh.
Yeah, it's a lot. But like, right now, this one guy. So this guy is a billionaire. He's texting me. It's like, please call me back. Let's make offers on both. Let's try to come in a little bit lower. Let me know what numbers you want to start at. This is like a $40 million apartment. He's trying to go back and forth in between the two. So I got to call him back. And he's just going to do it over text. I'm going to call him back, and he's not going to pick up, right? And then he's going to text me what he wants me to do. They also text a lot more than anyone else.
Do they send voice memos?
No, because they don't want their voices recorded. I'll do I'll negotiate something for $1.5 million, and the client will need an in-person meeting, right? They're going to bring their private banker. They want their attorney on the phone. You negotiate with someone who's worth multiple billions of dollars, and it's like a DM because they just don't care and they don't have the time to waste. And they'll text their ideas and their thoughts. So when it comes time to actually signing something, then there's absolutely a team of very smart people that are risk assessing. Like, is this the right thing to do? But it's an interesting world.
Yeah, a lot of that, what I've seen with at least actors, is that they are very rarely involved. They'll look through it and they'll, okay, I like it. All right, you're going to talk to this person now.
Yeah.
And for the rest of the deal, you don't even communicate with them.
I know, it's so annoying.
Someone else who's making all the decisions on their behalf. And you'll call them sometimes and say, hey, this is what we're doing. Are you okay? Oh, yeah, no, whatever they say. They say, oh, I'll listen to them.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Celebrities do that.
Yeah.
Right. I deal with that all the time. Celebrities, models, athletes. It's so annoying. Because a lot of, especially in athletes, they're handlers. Like the athletes' handlers aren't, there's business managers, right? There's the bankers, et cetera. But it's like, yeah, you're going to talk to Richie. I've known Richie since I was 2. And Richie is a pain in the ass.
Negotiator.
He's a negotiator, but he's got his own interests. Like he's got his own people. That's why a lot of times you see celebrities running around with brokers or people. You're like, who? How did you ever even get involved? It's because the Richie of that, celebrity and friend relationship is getting paid by Bobby. He's like, Bob, you're gonna work with my buddy Bobby. You're like, Bobby, you're giving me 50% of whatever Leo buys. And so like, whereas Leo
funny you mentioned that.
where he could just come to, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
And it's this, and then the celebrity doesn't even question it because they have so much trust and faith in their friend because they've been with them forever that they don't even think about the kickbacks that this friend is getting the whole time and how he's living off of you. Whereas like, I do deals for free with celebrities. They come to me and I'm like, I just want the relationship. Anyone because a lot of people. I don't need to make money on your sale. I'll sell it for free. I'll rent you this place for free. I won't charge commissions or anything. And yet they end up working with other people where the commission's actually more because Richie says, Leo, that's how it's got to get done here. Sorry, buddy. When he's actually being taken advantage.
Yeah.
And it's like poor celebrities.
Wow.
It's fucked up.
But now at the billionaire level, how often do they generally negotiate on a deal? Because I would imagine a lot of these cases,
they do.
It's not even worth their time. It's like the more time they spent even negotiating like $5 million off.
Yeah, but they don't want to get a bad.
Or how much of it is purely just they want to get a good deal?
It's a good deal.
Versus...
They don't want to be taken advantage of. They just want a good deal. And they are, they take it personally too because it could also be written about.
Yes.
Like there's no billionaire out there who's like secret, for them, and so if it's going to be written about, then there's ego, right? There's involvement. Like now all their employees are going to know what they just spent, if they don't bury it, right? Their employees are going to know, their wives are going to know, the ex-wives are going to know, the kids are going to know, the kids in their kids' school are going to know, oh, your dad just bought that big place. My daddy said he overpaid. Your daddy's an idiot. Like that shit happens. Yeah,
seriously?
Of course, man. Kids are the worst. Like, it's going to be written about in the papers. All of a sudden the company doesn't have a bad year. It's like, well, the CEO overpaid for that property earlier this year. The shareholders must be pissed. Now they're calling for his ouster. Right now, they're trying to take down his pay. Like it all feeds into together. So, do they have time to negotiate? And does another $1 million or $2 million here or there make any difference?
Makes sense.
Probably not. But money's money, and most billionaires that I work with didn't start that way, right? They worked incredibly hard to get the money or the valuations that they have in some way, shape, or form, and they're going to keep it that way.
That's interesting. How easy would it be to keep that anonymous? Why don't more people just do anonymous property sales, put it under a trust?
You
How do
try. People talk.
out? Yeah?
Dude, people talk. Like that deal I did in Palm Beach, it was buried. It was buried in LLCs. There's nothing public about that everywhere. It was a cash purchase done incredibly quick. No one would know. The problem is it's not the only thing we saw, right? So we saw a bunch of other houses. And then reporters, they're always talking to different brokers and different people. And then I know that's how it got found out. One of the agents on one of the houses that we went to that my guy did not buy was just jealous and spiteful and angry and probably called up a reporter and was like, hey, I know who bought that house. Yeah, fuck him. This is who it is. Because they know it's going to be upsetting. It's going to make me look bad because I was supposed to bury it. But I always tell everyone, we're going to do everything we possibly can. I've sold properties for billionaires. Yeah. No one will ever know. They don't know about the deal. They don't know about the property. I've never posted about it. I don't talk about it. Like no one knows. But then there are the few that there's just nothing you can do.
How do you prevent that from happening in the future with having another agent or it could be even like a doorman, let's just say, sees someone walk in and they're like, I think that maybe that's the...
So, I mean, I did this. We sold a place in the Hamptons once, 2019, I guess, for $40 million to an incredibly well-known, very wealthy person. And to really, really protect that wouldn't happen, he never came. No one came. I did everything over FaceTime. And he wouldn't even put the camera to him. He had the camera on his desk facing this way. He wouldn't talk or anything. And I just FaceTimed him through and he could see the camera to the side on his phone. And I walked him through and he bought that place for 40 just over FaceTime that way. And everything's buried. It's owned in 2 separate LLCs.
Wow. How do you verify, though? Because it's a trail somewhere. Like, how do you know? How does that person even approach you?
The client approached me?
Yeah. How did that connection was made?
I met him a long, long time ago. Way before he was that wealthy.
But then why the not even showing a face on FaceTime?
Because we don't want the listing agent to know who it is. We don't want anyone else. We don't want the other.
With the listing agent.
Yeah, like I'm representing him, so we don't want anyone else. The gardeners, the attitude people. See, I was with a celebrity earlier today, and it's like you walk outside and people just take photos, and now they see him coming out with me, right? And so people immediately know what it's about, and so there's no way around it. So I'll go in different doors, they'll go in different doors, or we'll do things virtually. There's always ways, but sometimes, it's funny, like we sold, I did the first resale at 220 Central Park South for $33 million to Igor Tulchinsky. Awesome guy. Like hardcore, such a cool guy. Very wealthy guy. And I had the same conversation with him and his people, right? Said, just so you know, because that was depths of COVID. Mm-hmm. Nothing like that was changing. It was $10,000 a foot. Like, if you buy this, right? And then he also wanted to go to Palm Beach, so he bought a place for $40 million in Palm Beach. So if you do these deals, I'm going to do everything possible to keep this quiet. And his identity was pretty hidden because he had a huge, huge mask. I've never seen a mask like this, fully masked. All the masks, he had all of them. Yeah. Back when we had to wear masks all the time. And I was like, someone's going to find out. And he's like, oh, good. Do you think we could put this in the Wall Street Journal? Yes, we can, actually. I know exactly how to do that. And he gave them a quote. He gave them a photo, a great photo. He had these great articles written about how he did it. And it was just a different mentality, a different spin.
Wow.
And I think also in his business too, I think there's probably a correlation between the more successful he is buying trophy real estate,
what's his business?
the more successful his business is. So then people are like, oh, I want to invest money with that guy. I think, as I like
Sure. What's his business?
pontificate, finance, hedge funds. Yeah.
I could see the correlation.
Yeah.
I mean, that